instinct and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. It is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, so therefore it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness. When I
What's up, fight fans? I'm J.Cotto. Welcome to J.Cotto's Fight Page. And today, I'll be giving you some boxing news. That's right, some good old boxing news. And well, just want to welcome everybody. I hope everybody had a great day. Happy Halloween, everyone. And may it be safe as well. And may God bless everybody. Now, I just want to begin with just saying, I really appreciate each and every person, each and every body that's following hashtag come back to boxing, and just want to say that hashtag come back to boxing is actually going on its fourth year, man, and I'm very proud of that. I hope you guys are proud of it too. It's all about telling the truth within the sport of boxing, within any sport that consists of combat. So without any further ado, here's your boxing news. Mayweather security team actually had a debate, and they were debating on Gennady Golovkin's greatness. And they actually, within the conversation or the debate, they actually challenged him to move up and to, or to step up or to step in to the doghouse. I find that kind of funny because at the same time, the Triple G detractors, especially one of the bodyguards, got beat up by a prospect in the doghouse. And if anything should be debated, it should be Floyd's greatness. I mean, he only moved up, 4 pounds? He never unified. And so much, so much talk about testing yourself. And there hasn't been any type of testing at all. Especially coming from Mr. Vegas himself. There hasn't been any type of testing. So, all of you Gennady Golovkin detractors, haters, etc., should actually stop and think, especially if you're Mr. Vegas's fan. You guys should really stop and think before you criticize this man, because this man is doing exactly what boxers should be doing. He's not hiding behind numbers. He's running straps. Now, Mauricio Herrera drops a critical analyzation on Danny Garcia and his tune-up fight. And he also gives his perspective on a Garcia-Thurman fight. He also says that he was totally distracted and off his game, and it was too much time off that he took as he was waiting for that Matisse fight in his last fight. But he says he'll be back, and we will see the old Maestro, or El Maestro, back again. And I hope so. He's a good friend of mine. I like to say peace to Mauricio. And, listen, your last match, we all understand you were waiting for the Matisse fight. At the same time, it was the last notice that you took this fight. And you basically lost. It's all good, brother. You'll bounce back. You'll be good. Don't worry about that. Hashtag come back to boxing. Now, whether we like it or not, Bernard the Executioner, or the Alien Hopkins, is one of the best fighters to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves, guys. He's a champion and a legacy fighter. One of the best. The racism cannot, and I repeat, cannot diminish, cover, or dilute the feats and achievements Mr. Hopkins has. He is one of the greats. There has been a lot of criticisms going around on Bernard Hopkins. Now, we all know that he's laid in bed with former boxer, now promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, and is in the business likes as well. But at the same time, when it comes to speaking of this man's record, we cannot diminish anything or take away anything from Bernard Hopkins' legacy and greatness. Okay? This man was unified at one point. Okay? He did run the middleweight division, moved up to light heavy. Okay? Has fought greats like Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya, and it could keep going. So the only thing I have to say here is, let's not hate. If you are going to hate, then just hate the politics that's going on now. Because no matter how you put it, you cannot erase, hide, or diminish anything that has been set forth. In other boxing news, Robert the Ghost Guerrero was inducted into the California Boxing Hall of Fame, and we at hashtag Come Back to Boxing want to congratulate him. He fought pretty well in his career, and the only highlight fight in his career was Floyd Mayweather Jr. and also his highest paid fight ever. But congratulations to him. Hopefully before you ride off into the sunset, we can see you maybe pick up on other fights and other names, especially in this era, which would be his era. Now, this is going to take up the rest of the boxing news. The reason why I'm bringing this up, it's simply because it needs to be talked about. I'm tired of people who are going to actually lie or who keep bringing this up, and I don't want you to be lied to. I don't want anyone to bring their hopes up too high to the point where they're delusional. Here at Hashtag Back to Boxing, the movement, we all tell the truth. We all expect the truth. So therefore, we don't believe in propaganda. Now, let me start off by saying this. As for Maypac 2, we will never get that in 2017 or any year after that. Okay? Pacquiao may have wanted to throw hands again, but for the prize fighter from Vegas, he wants like 9 figures. And would want ridiculous demands. Believe that. We all know his ridiculous demands. It came from changing gloves to ridiculously testing a man and drawing blood out of him, and basically having everything going his way. Anything to give him the advantage. Okay? Now, we all know what went down the first fight. Mr. Vegas had to build himself up for about, 6 years in order to get that courage. And now, 49-0 will either be surpassed by another lower level fighter chosen by Mr. Vegas or by a younger fighter like Roman Gonzalez. The hopes and wants is great, but because of Mr. Vegas, we will not see it. Okay? Pacquiao has campaigned for it, but has decided to take on younger, dangerous opponents. There is no if, on, or about this fight. There isn't. Okay? This fight is not happening. We cannot continue to hope for a fighter who only cares for himself and money to actually care enough to give us, the fight fans, or the sport of boxing, a second fight we all deserve. The first fight exposed all of the bias in the media, the fans, YouTube uploaders. So the second one would only solidify these are already laid out facts. They would solidify all of these laid out facts. Okay? I'm sorry to tell you guys. Not to mention all of the sanctioning bodies who would test these fighters. They've been exposed as well. And, well, they're turning the attention from their exposure of favoritism and corruption to a 365-day testing program of other irrelevant fighters. So, as $100 are gone, only one fighter out of the two has a solidified legacy. And only one of the two has made it enough to be satisfied with his own career alongside all of his biased fans. Commentators have also flip-flopped on statements, and the idea of a second fight would just be no good for the sport. Mr. Vegas, stay retired and let Manny get more of his respect. I had to bring this up simply because I don't want anyone who's a boxing fan, whether you're a casual who wants to learn or a hardcore fan who already knows and is waiting but didn't see this coming. Well, let's just leave it the way it is. We were duped, whether it was either the shoulder situation or the hug of the century. It really doesn't matter. We were duped, and this is where we shall leave it. The best thing to do is just move on. This fight would not generate the same dollars as well. It would not. Why? Because we all know exactly what style Mr. Vegas will bring in. And we would just be frustrated, once again, watching Manny Pacquiao chasing him. Now, those that don't like what I'm saying, I guess the facts are exactly what's really hurting you or bothering you. But it's the truth. This fight is not going to happen. Let's bury it and let's just move on. My name is J.Cotto. Thank you for joining my fight page. Hashtag come back to boxing. God bless you all. Stay vigilant. Peace.